When we think of Makoto Shinkai, we usually think of animes like Your Name, Weathering with You, or The Garden of Words. And while these animes are masterpieces in their own regard, they usually end up overshadowing another one of Shinkai's works. I am of course talking about Someone's Gaze. Someone's Gaze is by far the shortest anime I've ever seen, coming up with a total length of just about 7 minutes, which to me was really just unheard of. That 7 minutes of screen time, however, was all that Makoto Shinkai really needed to tell us the bittersweet story that is Someone's Gaze. Someone's Gaze is a slice of life anime set in near future Japan, and it follows a young girl named Aya Okamura who has moved out of her parents' place and is trying to live an independent life in the workforce. Though things are tough for her, she tells her dad that she's fine. The story also follows the life of her dad, Kouji Okamura, who has had to basically raise Aya by himself, as her mother has worked overseas ever since their childhood. Though things are tough for him now, living alone with only the family cat for company, he tells his daughter that he is fine. Both the father and daughter struggle, suffering from loneliness, but in silence, because they don't want to be a burden on each other. They lost the once close-knit bond the family had. They had taken the love of family for granted, and now that they are faced with a situation where they do not have it, they find it hard or even embarrassing to try and get it back. It was this fact, I think, that hit me the hardest. There have been many times when all of us have taken our family for granted. In today's society, being socially acceptable or being cool is definitely taken to be much more important than the bonds one has with their family. There have been many times where I've bought materialistic things to impress people, or I've gone out of my way to do something for a friend just because they asked me to. In short, I valued my friends more than my family at several points in my life. There comes a time in someone's life, however, that they realize that friends aren't forever. Maybe you had a misunderstanding, maybe they did something truly terrible to you, or maybe they just moved away for some reason or another. Though friends can be special and important, as the saying goes, family is forever. I'm willing to admit that this sounds far too optimistic and naive. But to be honest, even though there are exceptions, in most cases your families will love you unconditionally and be there for you, just like they always were. They took care of you when you were sick, fed you, clothed you, and gave you an education. They put a roof over your head. They did a lot for you and therefore shouldn't be taken for granted or forgotten. It's that simple. It is that simple but important life lesson that Shinkai tries to express in these 7 minutes. This show shines out like a beacon of hope. It isn't about a fantasy world with dragons and monsters, neither is it about a genius who is fighting all odds to save the world. Nor is it about some utopian world where the main character has magical powers. It's about a normal girl who works a normal 9-to-5 job and her relationship with her father. It's so normal that it hurts. You can easily see yourself in Aya's position and immediately relate with her. It shows us humanity in its purest form, relationships, and how even after being so distant with each other, they were able to save it. That it's never too late to reform those bonds. After watching Someone's Gaze, I can't help but think about my own life, wondering if I too have made someone feel this way. In a way, this shows me what I don't want my life to be like and motivates me to put more effort in my bonds with my parents and family. Have we, somewhere along the line, lost the innocence and love for the simple things in life? Will I too become like Aya, so desperate for money and independence that I forget those that were closest to me? We've lost that little bit of bliss that stems from our ignorance. Maybe we have outgrown all the things that we once loved. But who knows? Maybe it's not too late to fall in love with those things once more.